Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Talking Shit with your boy, the sophisticated jerk and the manic genius. I'm over here. All right, I started drinking there a little early, but nah. Today, man, we got another Reddit response, aka story time with Manic. So
Story time.
let me go ahead and pull this up real quick. I was up here struggling. All right, man. Let me know if you good.
Yeah, I
It's
gotta
about
wait
as
for it to adjust. Yeah. You don't gotta do nothing. I think it just will just
okay,
adjust.
okay, okay.
Oh my gosh. You got me reading this. You got me reading this nonsense. Oh, all right. Something went on between my female 32-year-old husband. Wait, my female. Oh, my something I'll just read it. Something went on between my husband and my sister. She is a 32-year-old woman. Her husband is also 32 and her sister is 26. She said, "What do I do?" Um read tomorrow. Oh, okay. Here we go. My head is a mess, so please excuse me if I'm all over the place. Yesterday morning, my husband quickly got a bag and ready without me seeing, came to me and told me my sister sucked his dick and that he thought it would be best if he left for a while and gave me space. That was it. I have pretty much been left in the dark since. He seemed very stressed and upset. I just stood there, a little dumbfounded. My sister has been going through an extremely tough time the last few weeks and has spent a lot of time at ours. Initially with her partner, but around a week ago they started having issues, so she just came and unloaded their problems. She came over Sunday night and ended up staying over, but I did not notice them slipping away together at any time. So far, the only communication I have had with my husband has been about our child. I have asked him over and over what is going on, and he tells me he is still trying to figure it out. What is there to figure out? I cannot believe that just like that, everything I know is in tatters. Everything we have built together, everything we have, he chose to throw it all away. And to just tell me like that and leave, I am totally heartbroken. I never in a million years saw this coming. Also, thought I also thought me and my sister had a stronger relationship as well. The betrayal from her feels so lost, right? Has me feeling so lost right now. I've seen many horror stories on here with infidelity, and stupidly, now I am in this situation. I have absolutely no idea where I go from here. I know everyone will tell me to leave him, but it is more complicated when there's kids, houses, a business involved, and I do not even know what went on. No one will talk to me. The mental pictures are driving me insane. I am not ready to talk to friends or family yet, so I'm asking Reddit, WTF do I do? Restarting life at 32 sounds like a nightmare.
Damn. What do you think she should do, man? What
I'm
would
gonna
be
go to you
your?
first on this one.
Okay, okay. Yeah, man, you gotta leave, man. Cause man, I'm
You gotta-
consistent, man. I'm not like one of those people like this dude overstepped them boundaries. Like, first of all, he cheated on you. Let me just start with that. I think anybody that cheats, like, it's up to you at the end of the day. But me personally, them people don't deserve no grace if you don't want to give them any grace, and you should be able to move on. If you want to work it out with that person, that fine and dandy, that's on you. But there should be one of the things. Oh, what about the family and all that? Nah, that person oversteps that boundary. You got in my eyes, you got the right to exit off. So
Mhm.
let me start with that. Secondly, like this dude had the nerve to do this with like your sister, your family member in your house. You know what I'm saying? So not only did he lack restraint, because cheating is just bad off the jump, but to me, certain people are just off limits.
Yeah,
There would be no
facts.
way in hell like I could even look at my wife's like family members or friends, let alone that. I wouldn't even look at a friend. You know what I'm saying? So for him to like kind of step over that line with the sister in their own like house and stuff. It's just like, man, that's just taking it disrespect to a whole new level for me, man. It's just like,
Yeah.
that. So yeah, if in her case, because I mean, it's just like this is always going to be this thing with all the disrespect. It's just always going to be lingering in her head, and then now it's just like, say because she might forgive and forget everybody, but your sister, it's just going to be such a weird dynamic. Any family interactions that them two together, because you can't really get rid of your sister all the way because somebody's going to have both of y'all over, or how that might work out. But your husband involved in the picture and stuff. So yeah, I think in her mind, she might want to work it out, but this stuff is just going to keep coming up. She's going to throw it in his face, every time she gets, rightfully so. So it's just going to create that wedge. And the fact that he just kind of blurted it out and just dipped out, leaving her to like this shit to fester in her head and no good explanation. That's what I'm saying. He's kind of grimy with all this shit. So yeah, definitely I would recommend, with just the over the topness, dipping out on this cat. Damn that. So I understand at 32, you a little nervous about everything. But if you stay with him just because of the necessity and the material items, it's just gonna leave you in such a bitter place, man. And it might start coming out, in front of the kids and stuff. So I just think it's just gonna develop into a bad problem overall. So all right, man, I turned over to you.
Yeah. First thing I noticed, I mean, it's crazy situation. Um, but excuse me. One of the first thing I noticed was her tone and her messaging, and excuse me. Uh, she, the first sentence is, "Please excuse me if I'm all over the place." Like, she actually was not all over the place. She was like very direct, her thoughts on it. She's just like, yeah, everything is in tatters. I'm heartbroken. And she's not blaming her sister. She's not talking about how terrible her sister is. She's not even talking about how terrible her husband is. She's just explaining the situation. So this is definitely a woman who, you know, cares deeply for this guy. And I would even argue this is a woman who just has a level of understanding of her situation, having kids and, and house and a business. So she's looking at this from a very rational standpoint. And uh, I think I've read so many of these, and when things like this happen, you can definitely sense all the emotions that are like guiding. I'm feeling like this. I really want to do this, but I don't want to do that. And like, she's not there. She's just laying down the cold hard facts. So this is a very rational woman. So going back all the way down to her last, sentence, restarting life at 32 sounds like a nightmare. It may be a nightmare. It may be very difficult, but the way you articulated this whole situation, I don't think it will be that much of a nightmare for you, because the time you find somebody else, if you choose to leave, and I agree with the jerk. I should have said that first. Um, because I don't think that, cheating should be tolerated. Especially not, I mean, cheating is bad, but there's definitely levels to it. And this is of, I would consider, the highest magnitude. Your husband, put everything on the line, with your sister of all people. So the level of disrespect just I feel that cut would be way too deep for me. Um and you know, your sister's foul for, even allowing you to help her out in her time of need, and to do that, to cause this type of split in your marriage. So I want to say that too. But like going back to my point,
Yeah, your sister ain't shit. Let me just throw that in there.
yeah, sister definitely ain't shit. Um, and your husband, it's unfair that he didn't give you more details. But I mean, he gave you all the details you needed. It happened, and who knows? Maybe he left to go run it back with your sister while he gets his stuff together. Like, hey, let me just go ahead and see how this works. Let's go in this hotel and I mean, I don't know what he did or what he's doing, but he definitely did the wrong thing. And uh, just how the way she articulated everything, 32, she's not 42. Um, eh, the way you articulated everything, I think you're a very rational woman, and it probably won't be that hard for you to find somebody who could respect you the way that you know a wife should be respected.
Yeah, now I'm looking at it. She a little too rational because I would have been cussing my sister out, him. So
Hmm.
let me ask you a question, man, because I was thinking about it while you was talking. Who you think is more in the wrong in this situation, her
The sister,
husband or the sister?
the sister for sure.
Okay, I was thinking the same thing because I was interested in that.
Yeah, and I say the sister for sure because he's not blameless for sure.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
he's a
think.
piece of shit. So
Yeah,
off
yeah,
the
yeah.
rip, but
I don't think that he was just like sitting there and then the sister just came and just like he was probably like flirting with her a little bit, and then she offered it, but like the sister is absolutely diabolical because especially if she was having problems, the sister was in a relationship, then got out of it because there were some issues going on, and then saw her sister's good situation and said, I'm going to mess this up. Maybe because I'm jealous. Maybe because I'm miserable. Maybe because I want everybody to be miserable with me. And like
that's a good point.
this might even stem from something so basic as back when we were in ninth grade, you know, the boy that I thought was cute, she dated him. And it's just like she should have, and I will put a little bit of blame on her uh, for not recognizing her sister's toxicity. And
You tripping?
nah, nah, for sure. You don't invite anybody like this into your home. Like I don't care, sister or not. Like if you grew up with this person, you know that I'm not saying you could have predicted this at all, but I'm
Man,
saying
I just think, man, people would be because even myself, man, I'll be naive to this if it was a sibling like this. They can't go this low unless, yeah. So I
but I mean, there's plenty of siblings who do know this and do understand like their sibling because they grew up with them and like, hey, yeah, I couldn't put my sibling around this, or I couldn't put my cousin in this situation. I couldn't put, these are people that will ride for you and be all about you. Even friends. It's just like people sleep with their best friends, wife or husband all the time. It happens and you don't think it could happen. But if you know your best friend or you could possibly prevent it. Like, oh, okay, this chick, she's my best friend, but she always wants attention. It's like you're just gonna be like, hey, I'm not gonna put her in a situation where she could develop like any sorts of bonds. And it's just like, hey, maybe that friendship needs to be cut off, or there
but I
needs to be
mean,
some.
in a relationship, man, you're supposed to have like a. It's almost like there should be a double because, like you said, I get it. Like you can have a friend or a sister or somebody like that's a piece of shit, and you might know it, but that for
Let me say
example,
this.
the same like my wife like had a sibling that came over. There's no way in hell like I would even entertain of it. So that's the buffer. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, for sure, for
for
sure.
the husband, it's just like in her mind, she's probably like, yeah, even if she's bad, she's not thinking like he's gonna be grimy like that. So that's what I'm saying. I can't put no fault on her because there should have
You should have
never
made two,
escalated
a
to that
two,
point. 'Cause
yeah, a two-layer buffer, a buffer
yeah,
for
yeah.
first, the husband. That's the biggest buffer because he should know better. And then the sister, like, you know, that's just crazy. And
Nah, but
and and
oh, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say they literally she was going through a rough patch and they invited her
Yeah,
in
help
her
her out
home.
and shit. She's trying to
Yeah.
turn her
So,
back on her.
but I mean, we don't know the full story. So maybe it was the husband who was, no, no, your sister's doing rough. You bring her over. Like, yo, we got an extra room for her. And like, maybe she felt pressured. you know. So
Yeah, no, I agree with you. But yeah, I would say like any sibling, man, that steps over that boundary, man, because you're supposed to have a different bond where I
yeah.
just, man, even like if I had a bad relationship with a sibling, cousin, or a friend, like we had a falling out, like I wouldn't even mess. Like I said, I couldn't even mess with her.
with their
ex
ex.
friends, like
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
girlfriend. So let it be a sibling. Like nah, to step that boundary. Yeah, you got to be in a dark place. Like you said, there's got to be some like level of like I hate this person for me to cross this line. Like you said, some sinister shit like going on. But yeah,
Yeah.
that man, he's definitely like any dude that steps over that line like that. You are dumb because even if this breaks up, like the level of like because eventually you're gonna have to explain some of this stuff to the kids. So it's just like,
Mhm.
man, you ain't thinking about nothing. Like how this could impact the kids, the resentment they're gonna have and stuff, the inner family dynamic resentments and issues that you're gonna create. So yeah, this man, no self control. But this was
None.
definitely a crazy story.
Yeah, this is
But all right, anything else on this one? We'll go ahead and close this out.
nope. The advice, leave. Um, maybe you need to seek therapy. Uh, definitely the and she said kids, plural,
Yeah, I saw that.
houses, plural, and a business involved. So it's just like, hey, you know, your husband messed up. The least he should do is, allow you to, you know, keep the house or wherever you're staying at and make sure, the business is either split or, you keep the majority of it because, he's the one that messed up. Um,
Yeah, facts. And I would just say, man, don't let fear like man keep you in a bad situation because of I think sometimes people think they can hold on and that's when they snap. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not giving her no information, so it's just like sometimes you do got to separate from people, man, to keep your sanity and stuff. So don't
mhm.
stay attached to a situation and drive yourself crazy to a point, man, where you end up in a bad situation. So it's like sometimes I know it's hard and people don't like doing it all the time because they fear the unknown and you got to step
Mhm.
out your comfort zone a little bit. But trust me, sometimes like you might get in front of that dude and do the Lorena Bobbitt or something. So yeah, you might need to,
Yeah.
yeah, nah, for real, man, because you don't know how those like emotions build up, man, when you finally like get around people and stuff. So that's like I said, people always be like, man, you sound kind of heartless. I'm like, no, man, I know how to protect my mentality and all that stuff. I separate myself early from like bad situations because it's like, man, I love my life. I love my freedom. I'm not about to let nobody box me in and then you just
Yeah.
snap and something and then all of a sudden you gotta pay for those repercussions because you kept yourself attached to situations that you shouldn't have been in. So yeah, sometimes, man, like I said, to keep yourself safe, that sanity, like I'm up out of there, man, quick.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll just recommend that, but hey, it's definitely analyze everything and you definitely seem rational, but sometimes hey, them emotions could creep up on you at the wrong time and stuff. Cause yeah,
Mhm.
this dude is kind of like not explaining a lot to you, leaving you in that like limbo and stuff. But all right, man, we out of here. Peace, y'all. Keep tuning in.